Here we go.
I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. Used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. You're red team specialist for Blizzard Entertainment. And Blizzard is having worked at Blizzard. I grew up at Blizzard. Blizzard. Game industry for Blizzard Entertainment. Blizzard. Yeah, no, I worked at Blizzard back when I used to work at Blizzard, when I was at Blizzard. For those who don't understand, I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. I know how to do that because I worked at Blizzard. Example of this when I was at Blizzard. How do you know so many things? I worked at Blizzard for 7 years.
Listen, I might sound crazy, but I think he worked at Blizzard. Now, if you ever watched a pirate software stream, you'll hear the phrase,
When I worked at Blizzard.
he just couldn't shut up about it. Some people peaked at high school, but this guy, no, he peaked when he worked at Blizzard. You know what the best part is? His father is the famous Joey Ray Ho, a former senior project manager at Blizzard Entertainment. So basically that means he's a Napo baby. The whole reason why he can even work at Blizzard is because of his dad. And to be honest, these days, saying you worked at Blizzard is like saying you worked at the Titanic. Yeah, enough said. Let's go to the next section.
Heal him. Yeah, just heal me. Just come back a little bit.
What's on me? Sitting bear form.
It's not me. Just run.
I can help a lot. Yeah.
Pirate, why are you walking, bro? Why are you running?
And we just run. Run. ABC idea of the day. Run. There were no Chiefs going out. Run. There were no Blizzards going out. Run. Apparently he didn't have a spec for Blizzard for slows, but that's exactly why I run that spec. Because when shit goes sideways, you just run.
Nothing pirate software would have this
Imagine abandoning your teammates in the middle of a raid, and then doubling down saying you've done nothing wrong.
As much as you're angry right now, of course I ran.
Don't be angry at all.
You overpulled 2 packs. You overpulled 2 packs and a boss. I had 1,400 mana left. I had to spend all of that mana to try and put it on Blizzard to save you guys in the first place, and nothing left. You weren't paying attention to party resources, you overpulled, and you weren't paying attention to where the boss was. That's not on me.
All you gotta do is be like,
My mistake, original gangster.
and it probably would have been fine. But instead, he just gotta keep digging his own grave. People on Reddit have spoken, and his reputation is down the drains. How can this get even worse?
Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. The short version is the initiative is about requiring publishers to have end-of-life plans for games they've sold to customers in the future. So when they shut them down, customers can continue running them without their support.
Man, Stop Killing Games sounds nice. I wonder what's Pirate Software's response to this.
Oh shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit. It's shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is a horrible goddamn direction. That's awful, dude. Now, eat my entire ass. The level of stupid that I just had to receive was like sitting on Twitter for 12 hours. This shit sucks. That's a really stupid ass move. That's an incredibly stupid ass move. I think this is ass. This is complete garbage. All of this can eat shit then. I drop the mask entirely. I have no qualms about that. They can eat my entire ass. The whole thing.
It's funny how wrong he is, to the point that Moist Critical has to make 2 videos about him. That's when you know you're over. You know, I gotta give Pirate Software some credit, because he somehow made Stop Killing Games more relevant than ever. Before he even said anything, Stop Killing Games was failing miserably and cannot reach enough signatures for the plan to work. But now, not only does it reach over 1 million signatures, people from all over the world are starting to notice the movement. So if you enjoy gaming and you think that buying games means owning them, go support this movement. And speaking of games, Heartbound is a game developed by Pirate Software. There's actually not much to say. In fact, there's barely any content. Just kidding, there's about 3 hours of content. Well, what's the problem then? The game has been developed for over 7 years.
Was that 7?
And the game is still not even close to completion. For comparison, Undertale, which was made in 3 years, has over 10 hours of content. At this point, even the infamous Yandere Dev is like, damn bro, speed it up. Which leads me to the final segment. Locale by definition is someone who can be milked for laughs. And there's this one channel who milked over 14 videos on Pirate Software, so I guess he fit the criteria quite well, doesn't he? At this point, if he doesn't start apologizing,
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
I fear he will end up like Yandere Dev, a complete locale. So I think the best action for now is to simply apologize. And then we can finally move on to talk about something else. Something like this AI Gunner bot.
Is it too late now to say sorry?
Hey, if you watched this long, might as well subscribe. I don't even know what are you doing at this point.